The history of graph theory may be specifically traced to 1735 when the Swiss mathematician Leonhard Euler solved the Königsberg Bridge problem. The Königsberg Bridge problem was an old puzzle concerning the possibility of finding a path over every one of 7 bridges that span a forked river flowing past an island, but without crossing any bridge twice. Imagine, we need to go from one point to another and that there are many possible routes we can take. To save on money and time, we of course would want to find out the shortest path between the starting and ending points. We will discuss first some basic concepts we need as we search for a solution to our problem. Graphs are structures consisting of vertices and edges that connect the vertices. Many problems can be modeled using graphs whose edges have assigned weights. Such graphs are called weighted graphs. The goal is to determine the path of the least length, finding the shortest distance, minimum connection time, or minimum connection cost between 2 points. I'll show you an example problem to further understand. In this problem, the goal is to determine the path with the least amount of weights from A to C. To know the length of your path is to add up all of the weights of every edges you're passing through. There are 5 routes from A to C, and I will show you how to get the length of the first route, which is A, B, E, C. We start from A and going to B, which will give you a length of 3, and from B to E, you will add up 3 with 3, which will give you 6. And now from E to C, you will add 6 with 2, which will give you a length of 8. And now the other 4 routes. A, B, D, E, C with a length of 7, A, D, E, C with a length of 6, A, D, F, C with a length of 8, and A, F, C with a length of 9. The shortest route is A, D, E, C with a length of 6. It is that easy to solve a problem, and that is the basic idea of graphs whose edges have an assigned weight. I have learned a lot in my whole experience in learning the whole mathematics in the modern world. There were a lot of situations in the real world that I didn't know that has math in it. This course showed me those situations, and even in the most simplest ways, like playing a game of rock, paper, scissors, because it shows that you have strategies that would make you win, and those strategies are related to math. Another example of situation that I have learned that there is math into it is the patterns of the leaves in nature. There's math into this because nature shows fractals in it, and fractals is a field of math. This made me sure that everything does have mathematics existing in it. My experience in this course was with joy because for me the topics were not difficult and they were easy to understand. If I were to compare this kind of mathematics to usual mathematics, these lessons are much easier and more shown in the real world. Unlike the usual mathematics, it just showed numbers and problems, but then it is more used in terms of work. Both can be used in our daily lives, so both are important for the students.